Hey everybody, this is Mattie with Altcoin Buzz. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're having a great one so far and a fantastic weekend. So we're looking at 3 stories today over the course of this weekend news edition of our video segment. We're looking at EOS, which is seeing all kinds of new activity. We'll take a look at what Luke has to say on the issue. We're getting yet another Unibright update by way of our Community Speaks feature. And we're going to begin, though, as always, on altcoinbuzz.io with this, I would say, larger piece of news. This is the most macro and perhaps the most wide-ranging in terms of implications that we're looking at today. We're talking about China. In case you missed it, Chinese court ruled that owning Bitcoin is lawful. Article here by Luke. Interesting news from China this week. A ruling by the Shenzhen Court of International Arbitration has confirmed that Bitcoin can be lawfully owned on Chinese soil. That's a big shift right there in terms of a public announcement. Despite the country's central bank's ban on cryptocurrency trading, Bitcoin should still be legally protected as a property with economic values. So if we extend the logic of that announcement, as a result, writes Luke, Chinese citizens are now formally entitled to view Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as property because they are deemed to have inherent economic value. So let's take a look here at this particular tweet by CN Ledger. Chinese court confirms Bitcoin protected by law. Shenzhen Court of International Arbitration ruled a case involving cryptos. Inside the verdict, CN law, Chinese law, does not forbid ownership and transferring a Bitcoin, which should be protected by law because it's property, nature, and economic value. Going to the second tweet here, you see that their source is mp.weixian.qq.com. So we'll take a look at that if you're interested in the original Chinese source. Obviously, this is all in Mandarin, but we're going to link to it and you can either translate, or if you are lucky enough and smart enough that you speak Mandarin, then kudos to you for sure. So there it is. Going back to Luke's article now. On Thursday, the court used WeChat to publish its findings of a recent dispute that centered on the possession and transfer of 20 Bitcoins, 50 Bitcoin Cash, and 12.6 Bitcoin Diamond, the total value almost $500,000 US. But according to the case analysis, the unnamed plaintiff signed a contract agreement with the defendant, which allowed the latter to trade and manage a pool of cryptocurrencies on the plaintiff's behalf. You guys can read more about that particular court case and the details therein, but according to the court, and in a nutshell here, quote, Bitcoin has the nature of a property which can be owned and controlled by parties and is able to provide economic values and benefits. So that's a very firm and concrete statement coming out of official Chinese channels and sources. I gotta say, I am surprised by this one. It's not, it's not coming out of a financial or a regulatory body. That would have been perhaps the ideal situation, but this is nonetheless perhaps a milestone ruling in terms of setting the legal landscape as a precedent going forward. So let us know what you think about that. If you're a Chinese member of the Altcoin Buzz Army, of course, do be sure to share your thoughts and your perspective in the comments below. I'd love to hear what they are. In other news today, also by Luke, EOS sees unique active accounts surge 500% to 60,000. While in August, a cryptocurrency researcher revealed that Ethereum and EOS combined had only 8 decentralized applications, dApps, with more than 300 active users, these numbers seem to be changing quickly. The EOS network has recently seen its amount of unique daily users surge by 500%, helping it reach a 60,000 unique daily user milestone. So the tweet from Ben Sigmund shows a sharp spike in growth of daily active users on the EOS network. Check it out here if you're interested. We're going to link to this as well in the description below. So new record, 60,000 unique active accounts on EOS today. Just check out the growth in the past 2 weeks. So do be sure to check that out if you're interested in some of the more analytical specifics. There are now more than 430,000 total accounts on the EOS network as the new blockchain platform gains its footing and begins building out its decentralized application dApp ecosystem. Of these dApps, some are beginning to see daily active users in the thousands. And corroborating that fact, you have the following tweet by Block1. Do be sure to take a look at that. The statistics are remarkable considering the news in August that the Ethereum and EOS blockchains collectively hosted only 8 dApps actively utilized by more than 300 users. So that definitely is a sobering reminder of how far things have come. This as shown in a tweet from Kevin Rook, a Canadian cryptocurrency analyst researcher. Let's take a look at that one while we're at it. So Kevin Rook here has to say dApps with more than 300 daily active users. Ethereum 5, EOS 3. Most popular dApp by weekly transaction volume, EOS Bet at $18.1 million and Ethereum IDEX at $7.3 million. Take a look at the table there and 24-hour information at your leisure. As always with this other stuff, we're going to link to that as well. Just check it out below. EOS, writes Luke, is currently trading at $5.39 with a market cap of $4.8 billion with a B, making it the 5th largest coin on coinmarketcap.com. So is this like an early indicator of perhaps the potential that projects like EOS have? I mean, this is not really, it doesn't seem to be moving the price a whole lot, but this is one of those things, in my opinion, that sets the infrastructure for when things do start to move. This is creating a solid foundation. But feel free to disagree with me. You know I like it when you all do. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Finally, today we have a second update by Unibright, which we also discussed recently in the news. But here we have another one by way of Community Speaks. So dear Altcoin Buzz Army, in my next article, I want to talk about how I see Unibright in the foreseeable future. How will the project get adoption, and where do I personally see it go? Because we're in a bear market, many projects are not doing well, have stopped releasing news, and the market is shaking out a lot of companies and teams, absolutely. But Unibright has still always delivered ahead of the roadmap, keeps giving updates, and continuously interacts with the community. So to the extent that that is the case, then I think it's very commendable and admirable, because especially you need that sort of reinforcement, you need that enthusiasm and positivity when things, like they are right now, when things aren't so great, let's face it. So reading on ahead over here, there's a lot of information, and I always feel a little bit guilty because we can never quite do these articles justice. We can't go over the whole thing, but looking on ahead, win-win-win situation thanks to Unibright. Let's talk about the way that I see Unibright adoption will happen by presenting an example. Sarah works at a clothing company as a production manager and has to coordinate ongoing design processes across all relevant departments. Via the internal ERP, she sees that Tom from marketing just approved their promotional materials and that the purchasing department should now submit their prime costs. Number 3, Anna from purchasing has to provide answers to detailed questions to other departments and suppliers, but is only able to do so by phone or email for security reasons. So in this model, Anna has to do all approval work manually, which is very time consuming. With Unibright, however, Sarah can pick an existing template for multi-part approval, possibly make some changes in the workflow design on the easy-to-use dashboard, and handle this process automatically without using a single line of code. So if you're code phobic like I am, this could be the right solution. So who benefits? In a quick summary of all the information that, again, I haven't quite covered, you're going to have to go back and read this article on your own if you're interested in Unibright. But who benefits under this system? The company, number 1, can work more effectively. Number 2, the people in the company can perform less repetitive activities. Number 3, protocols, for example, Ethereum, Hyperledger, see that everyone without coding skills, like your boy Mattie, can make use of the blockchain. And number 4, the early token buyers are happy too, because all these companies that use the Unibright framework have to buy tokens from the market and have to lock up the tokens they will be using during duration of the contract. This will decrease the tokens from the market, lowering supply, increasing demand. So this is why Microsoft approached Unibright even before the ICO, and they started a partnership. And this is why the largest holding in my portfolio is Unibright. So our thanks to Jack for contributing that article about Unibright. Again, this is part of the Community Speaks feature. So if you want to have your project highlighted, if you have something to share, your thoughts, your opinions, maybe you're just an enthusiastic investor, reach out to @Garrett59. Give us your bio, give us your take on a project, give us a little bit of a pitch as far as what it is you'd like to write, and we would love to feature you. So our thanks to Jack. Once again, we're looking forward to more contributions, to more involvement, to hearing your voices in this Community Speaks feature. And with that, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army, do be sure you're following Altcoin Buzz and Altcoin Buzz News on Twitter. You guys know the drill. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Telegram. Check out our last video. Check out our website content. If you choose to invest on this lovely weekend, I wish you the very best of luck. As you know, we put out new content every day, so hopefully you'll join us soon for our next video. Until then, happy investing. We'll see you guys again soon. Take care.